everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps Invisible Woman, aka Sue Storm, aka the head of the Future Foundation and the bringer of the future of the MCU in Franklin Richards. And unfortunately, she doesn't come with Franklin Richards. That would be really cool, but they probably, kept that close to the vest whenever they were giving them the concept art and everything like that. And it's probably the same reason, maybe, why we didn't get Herbie. I don't know. We should have gotten a Herbie, though. Like, he should have been, like, Build-A-Figure or something for the wave. But this Sue, I don't know. I keep going back and forth on who is my favorite of this wave. And it's so hard to pick because this wave is just so good, and this Sue is no exception. This is just... And I've said it in the last couple videos, and I've actually had a couple days between like filming these reviews, and I still want to just use the word fantastic. Like, all of these figures are just fantastic. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into what Sue comes with. So, as you can see on her right now, she has a right fist, which she only comes with one, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. I'd rather her come with one fist and two of the kind of splayed out hands, which she kind of does-ish, but we'll get to that. But thankfully, she doesn't have the same problem that Johnny does. So she actually has the black painted on the insides of her gloves, which is really good. And then she also has a left kind of just open gesturing, sort of using her powers hand, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, as we've talked about before, the bracelets, they're alert bracelets, which have a little bit of detail on them, which are really good. And these are just separate, so technically it's an accessory. But like I said in, I think, Johnny's review, it is an essential part of their costume, so it really doesn't count as an accessory. I don't know. It depends on how you're feeling, I guess. And then she also comes with a left gripping hand, and it actually is an up and down hinge. She has nothing that she can grip, but she does have the black on the inside of the hand, and then the little bit of texturing, which I gotta always catch it at the right angle. There you go. You can see the line work on the backs of her knuckles, which is pretty cool. And then on the fingertips a little bit as well, which there's a little bit of paint scuff, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't know why she comes with a grip hand. Like, I'm not opposed to it, obviously, but she just doesn't have anything that she can grip. And then her last accessory is a two-parter, so she has this right hand that is fixed. There's no hinge on this because it has a peg hole in it that plugs into this, shield blast, effect thing of her blocking bullets, which this is cool. I like the idea of this. I do wish, though, and it probably was like maybe a later change or something like that, but I wish that it would have had the rainbow kind of like digitally printed on it. That would have just looked so cool. But I don't know. Maybe that would have been too hard for them to do. I don't know. I do wish, though, like, why did we get Johnny in his form of, we got Human Torch and we got Johnny, but then we only got Sue with just this. Like, we didn't get, which she holds this up, no problem. So you don't have to worry about that falling over time or anything like that. And it looks pretty good. It does have a glaring peg hole right here, though, because of the way that it's painted and everything like that. But the hinges are white on the hands, so it almost kind of works, because if you do this, it looks relatively the same. Let's take a closer look at the detail. The head sculpt on this is just beautiful. It looks exactly like Vanessa Kirby. And I had the same, I don't know if I talked about it in my Reed review, but the promotional images for these figures just did not do them justice, because this is incredible. This is amazing. Like, this looks exactly like Vanessa Kirby, especially right here, and then like right there, and right there, and right there, and right there. It looks exactly like her, and her hair sculpt is fantastic. I'm gonna probably slice up the sides right here because she does have some range, but it is kind of hindered, and then it makes her head sort of tilt. So we'll see. I'll play around with that. But she's got the white on her collar, which looks really good. She has the most comic accurate costume of everybody, which is pretty cool. So, like I said, she has the white collar, she has the white gloves with the black line work on them and whatnot, which look really good. And like the little bit of rivets and plating and everything. Got the line work going down that kind of matches Johnny's. Obviously, it kind of matches everybody, but I think her suit kind of matches Johnny more so, which is pretty cool. She's got the black down here. Like I said, more of the line work. You can see all the different lines going throughout on the back of her pants. If I can get that to focus, on her belt and everything. The white continues onto the back of her shoulders and everything. Got the little bit of black here on the shoulder, or on the arms as well, on the biceps. She's got the black on the insides of the gloves, like I said. Her boots also have the blue on the bottom, which is really cool. That's such a cool attention to detail that they did not have to do, and I'm really glad that they did. It would have been cool if they would have had the 4s on the bottom, but I don't think that was necessary, if they even knew about it at the time anyway. But then she has this kind of pattern going up the sides too. I just love their suits in this movie. They look so good. And now going over Sue's articulation. As I said, her hair is a little bit of a hindrance, so she can't really look up with it unless you use the torso. Down, though, she can get a little bit, and it does start to jut up because of the way that this is. And then she has a little bit of tilt, not a lot. Rotation, she can rotate, but like I said, it does start to tilt the head. Her shoulders go out that far, rotate all the way around. She has bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that go up all the way, no problem. Her hands have, this one has the back and forth hinge. This one does not have a hinge on it. Her fist has the back and forth hinge, and then the grip hand has the up and down hinge. So she actually has a wide array of hands, which is pretty cool. Her diaphragm joint is the standard when it comes to the female figures, but with a lot more articulation. So she can go that far to the side and then rotate. She can go that far forward, which is, it's all right. I might modify that. We'll see. Can go that far back. She has a waist swivel. Her legs go out that far. Can go up not very far and then back that far. I might cut into the crotch piece a little bit because there's like a lot of gap in there. So like you could easily just cut that off and she'd have a lot more range. So we'll futz around and we'll see. She has thigh swivel, double jointed knees that go up that far. She can kick her own back, no problem. She does not have a boot swivel or anything, but her feet can go back that far, can go up that far, and of course, ankle pivot. And now onto some size comparisons. Here she is next to the rest of the team, and of course Johnny is depowered right here, but these look so awesome. I think the heights are pretty accurate. And then here she is next to Johnny, all flamed on, and then Shalabal, Silver Surfer. And I think these three look great together as well. And then last but not least, here she is next to the Mezco Reed, and then the Marvel Legends Walgreens The Thing. And I think these three look great together as well if you wanted to do some multiversal team-ups of the Fantastic Four. Overall, I really love this figure. I do wish that they would have given her the reverse ab crunch. I wish that they would have given them all that, or like the double-jointed, or I say double-jointed, the double ball peg waist system. Because like if you were going to give them the waist swivel anyway, they could have done that to where they had double ball pegs going on, because they did that for the Ultimate Iron Man, and that was really cool, and I just would have loved that because that would have been just so awesome. They would have been like import level articulation, which would have been just really cool. But as is, I love this figure. I kind of talked about it a little bit here and there, but I would have loved to have seen her come with more stuff to showcase her powers, but I don't know what exactly they could have had her come with, you know, other than like more of these like shield type things, or like, you know, just kind of almost construct type things, you know, that they would give like a Green Lantern, like that kind of thing, but just clear. And if they were to do that, I feel like they'd need to go all out and make it a deluxe figure, because I mean, as I talked about, I think in Johnny's video, imagine if we got like a maximum versions of the Fantastic Four. Imagine a Sue that came with just so many different pieces for showcasing her powers. That would just be so cool. And like alternate arms where it was like where her arms were slowly disappearing and all that stuff. That would look so cool. But this figure is great. She has really good articulation. I'm going to modify her hips a little bit so she has more range, because they I guess have too much overhang for the plastic, so like her legs don't kick up that far. And if you carve out that area right there, which I'll actually get into more on the Thing video, because his crotch piece is actually like that and how Sue's could be. So, and Thing has great articulation, so spoiler for that. And as of right now, I'm gushing over this figure because I love Vanessa Kirby, and I love how she so far looks in terms of how she is portraying Sue Storm and how they've portrayed her in the movie, and I could not be happier. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.